Alright, guys, as we were talking about Dr. Doom, let's just say we've made it to the third movie of our act, and this time around we have another guest star.
Hi. I'm late, I know, but I'm here. Better late than never.
Yeah, that's right. ZipBlockGory has made his entrance.
Yes.
So... yeah, so now we've moved on to probably the most influential, not only just Fantastic Four villain, but also Dr. Doom villain, and what we were basically talking about is, of course we had a cast idea, and James had a very good pick in our opinion.
Yeah, I threw out Jason Isaacs from The Patriot as Dr. Doom. You mentioned him playing somebody in the Harry Potter movies, which I haven't seen, but I don't know, he seems like he's a really good villain actor, and I sat there thinking, it's like, yeah, you know what, throw this guy in there, he looks like he can play the part, for sure.
Also, for those who don't know, Jason Isaacs is going to play Sinestro in the Green Lantern Emerald Knights animated movie, and he is also the voice of Ra's al Ghul in Batman Under the Red Hood.
You know, I like actors who are very diverse like that, who can, you know, physical actors, then they can play the physical and the voice actors, so that's really cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
I think that's really good for Doom, too, that he's good with voice acting, because he's going to be in a metal mask most of the time. You're not going to be able to see his facial expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, his body is really going to be more of the character instead of, you know, him. You see his... Mostly you'll probably only see his eyes, but, you know, the body motion will definitely be a factor as well.
Which will be great, because Doom's so theatrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, actually, agreeing with what James said, Isaacs could actually pull off, because Doom is not only he's sinister, but he pulls off that suave, sinister vibe that Doom has. He could pull it off.
Yeah, I definitely think I want a newer costume, something that's, I don't know, like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance costume. I like the way that one looks. Because, I don't know, something about the costume in the Fantastic Four movies is just really off. Maybe it's just because the guy was just too small for Doom.
You're damn right about that.
Oh, also,
Julian McMahon.
Yeah. Let's also mention that. Let's get Doom in a freaking armor.
Yeah, not just the mask, and the mask is not in honor of Latveria. Get that shit out of here too.
Yeah. They need to explain his powers more, because a lot of people I talk to think Dr. Doom is just, like, especially the people who play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and all that stuff, they're like, oh, Dr. Doom's nothing, Magneto can beat him. I'm like, you know, Dr. Doom knows alchemy. He's not just science, he's also magic. Like, I want that to be explained, because in the other movies, it was just, and the way he got his powers in the other movies was just way off. That's wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want that explained about his character.
In the other movies, they made him get his powers kind of like how they did the Ultimate Fantastic Four. That's all the movies are, is the Ultimate Fantastic Four, because they were all on the ship when it happened, which is not supposed to be true.
Well, thankfully they didn't make him look like the old.
All right.
And that was kind of all I had to say about Doom.
Yeah, sorry about that. We had a little technical skip right there. So, anyway, so bringing in Doom, of course, how I just thought it'd be kind of cool is like when Doom's battling the Fantastic Four, and Doom, like his armor has vibranium in it. I thought that'd be cool. Like it was like he's fighting them, and they throw like. Reed hits him with like an energy beam or something, like in one of his inventions, and he hits him in the armor, and it like redirects it back at him. He's like, I spent some time in Wakanda.
You know what? I've always said this, and I'll keep saying it. Doom is pretty much the evil Iron Man. His armor is almost just as strong as Tony's armor, or even. So that's how you got to always look at Doom. He's like the evil version of Iron Man. That's why you always see them two go at it from time to time.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because they're not on the Marvel Studios, and it would have been cool to see them fight on the big screen. Him and Tony go at it. That would have been really interesting to see. But oh well. Maybe in the animated version they'll do it or something.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to see them adapt Doom Quest into a movie.
Here's a question. Which version would you like to see where he's like, because I know they have like two like alternate versions, like where Doom has just one scar on him, and that's the reason he covers his body up, because he's so much of a perfectionist that he feels that, you know, even the littlest of imperfection will, you know, cause him to put the whole armor on. Or do you want to just see him disfigured like all over?
Disfigured all over.
Disfigured all over. Because I think if they did that with the general audience would be like, well, he's just being a pansy.
Yeah, or hey, he's reminding me of a Batman villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. There you go.
I have a question about Doom. And with the previous two movies that we were talking about, talking about using like the Skrulls and the Inhumans and stuff like that, which is obviously really large scale stuff, you know, universe spanning, going in between dimensions and stuff. And when you have two movies leading up to a movie with Doom, the scale is obviously, it's going to be a bit smaller. So if you have fan hype going into a third movie and the scale is a lot smaller when you're using something that's not like an intergalactic threat, I think that's kind of a challenge to kind of meet fan expectations, I guess. And I think the key to like solving that problem would be playing up the mystical aspect of Doom, like throughout maybe the two movies, have to collect like objects that'll further his power. You know, that's his motive going throughout the three movies, is he's kind of manipulating events surrounding the Fantastic Four's adventures to further his own agendas. And then at the end of the second movie, you see him kind of acquiring all the power that he has, like, you know, maybe specific Marvel powerful artifacts like the Cosmic Cube. I know that's being used in the Avengers, but I'm just as an example.
You mean like like I was mentioning,
kind of objects like that?
You mean like I was mentioning when if we went down the negative zone idea, Doom obtains the Annihilus's cosmic control rod.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and then use that to kind of set up some kind of huge threat with Doom, because you know he's a really smart and powerful villain. He can manipulate events, but it's kind of, you know, when you have a movie before that with an entire army, you know, if you want to do the Skrull thing invading Earth, it's, you know, it's just, I don't know. Do you does anyone understand what I'm saying? Or I feel like I can't articulate my thoughts.
I get it.
I understand that too, because I also don't want this movie to fall into the whole thing of being, you know, the word real, you know, quote unquote realistic, like every other superhero was trying to be. It's like, I want this to be as out there as possible. Because Fantastic Four is one of those things that can really just go like the sky's the limit with that.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
I was about to say that.
Go ahead.
I was about to say that they should really play up the whole Star Trek feel of the original Jack Kirby and Stan Lee stuff with Fantastic Four.
Definitely. Go as much high-concept science fiction as possible.
You know what would also be cool if you had Doom in here? How about the idea of what Chris was saying earlier in the videos was, like, have Diablo in here, like Diablo was training Doom in the ways of alchemy, and then he turns around and kills Diablo.
That's pretty much Doom right there. I'm sorry, that sounds like Doom right there. Like, thank you for helping me. I mean, it's either Doom or either Diablo or Morgan Le Fay. You know, those are the like two people that did train Doom. Well, Morgan Le Fay I know did train Doom in alchemy. But yeah, either way, yeah, having him kill the teacher would be crazy. That'd be definitely just like balls out. Okay, that's Doom. That's just like he would do. He'd do something like that.
I mean, I know we're trying to aim for a more surrealistic pitch in these movies, but how exactly would y'all want to bring the magic in here? Like, you know, let's say that he might have been training with Agatha Harkness and the Salem 7 because they're like a coven of witches. Maybe he learned magic from them.
And then turn around and kill them again.
I think you might be able to play it up kind of like Thor, where, you know, science and magic are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Good.
I like that idea.
It's just that the scientists don't understand it, and that can be kind of Doom's thing over Reed. Be like, I understand this aspect of science that you can't even grasp. You know, I know magic.
You know, like, you know how he's always felt that he's more superior mind than Reed. So he's like, I got something that you don't even recognize, or like Dan just said, you know, I'm finally better at you than something.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
the rivalry between, you know, them.
Yeah. We could also talk about, like, how about that whole story? Remember, for those who read Fantastic Four during issue 500 and there, how about play up with some of the aspects of Unthinkable? The Unthinkable story arc, where Doom made a deal with Mephisto to sacrifice Franklin Richards in exchange for his mother. I remember. I think that's how the story arc went. So how about take aspects of that, and like that's where he learns magic. Like he sells his soul to Mephisto in order to gain magic.
I know what you're talking about.
And it'd be cool to have like the guy who plays Mephisto in the Ghost Rider movies. Like he makes a cameo. He's like, now if you excuse me, I have a writer to find.
Oh, you mean Peter Fonda?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if does Fox own the rights to Ghost Rider? Is that them?
They're still making the sequel, Spirit of Vengeance, and it's still under Fox or whoever.
Okay, I just didn't know, like, if they were gonna do the Mephisto thing. I don't know. Like, I think it's Fox, but I'm not 100% sure that has the Ghost Rider rights.
Yeah, I think it's Fox or Sony, one of the two. I don't know either exactly.
Keep on the topic of Doom for a minute. You talked about what if who was it that said something about Crystal stepping in Sue's place at some point?
That was
on
me.
The team?
That was me.
You could do, like, if you had like Ghost Rider in the movie and Crystal, you could do sort of like an alternate Fantastic Four.
Oh, you talking about like the new Fantastic Four?
Kind of, yeah. Where they had the Black Panther and Storm step in.
Yeah. That'd be kind of weird, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could work. Have I don't know, have Luke Cage in the movie too. Like have Crystal make Ghost Rider, Luke Cage, and someone else.